Happy Halloween! Welcome to Dropping Nickels and Dimes. I'm your host, Sean Joyce, and today I'm purging. How's everybody doing?
Pretty good. I'm your favorite Objective Steelers fan, and
I am the professor, and we're coming off of a big week, Buffalo. Things are starting off well. I'm excited to talk about
It'd be pretty hard to talk in this, so I'm going to take it off. How's everybody doing today? Well, we are ready to talk about the Bills beat the Oakland Raiders 34-14 yesterday, Sunday at New Era Field to go to 5-2, second place in the AFC East, first wild card in the AFC. Did anyone think we'd get here? Anyone think we'd get here by now? Did anyone think we'd be 5-2?
Hell no. Well, I said after the game, I said, weren't we talking about a tank a few months ago?
Yeah.
We were talking about one of the top 5 picks in the draft a few months ago. Now we're talking about playoffs. We're talking about playoffs in Buffalo. Who would have saw that coming? Never in a million years. Never in 17 years. So I'm excited. The culture is it's clear. It's not changing. It's changed. McDermott has got these guys believing. They've all bought in. Everybody's bought in. It's a family atmosphere. Everybody's got each other's backs. The players know that the guys sitting next to them in the locker room are going to play just as hard as them on Sunday until there's no time on the clock. And that's the thing that Shady was saying after the game in the press conference. He said, I know that this is probably the hardest working team I've ever played on, where everybody fights until the end. So I like what I see so far.
I love that he said that. He said, we're not the most talented team I've ever been on, but this is the hardest working team I've ever been on. And starting to weed out the guys who aren't going to come in here and work as hard. How about Marcel Darius getting weeded out? John,
told you.
Killing Marcel. How about you?
I told you he's gone this year. No, his contract's too big. He's gone. He's in Jacksonville. That defensive line is absolutely disgusting in him.
Jacksonville.
Yeah, for real. But, like you were saying earlier, Buffalo doesn't have backups. They got next man up.
Yeah, Marcel looked fat at his Jacksonville press conference. So,
well, if you don't want to work out and you don't want to work hard and you're not buying into the system that is being implemented in the team,
you gotta go.
Bye. And it's Monday the 30th, day before Halloween.
Washington's filling in well. Worthy's filling in well. I like what we got going on.
With the trade deadline looming tomorrow, already 2 trades happening tonight. Dwayne Brown was sent from the Texans to the Seahawks for 2 picks. And what was the other one?
Just actually a few moments ago, Jimmy Garoppolo got traded to the San Francisco 49ers. And the New England Patriots are getting a second-round draft pick this year.
Second round. How do they pull these out? It's crazy. I like Burkhardt out in San Fran. I thought he was doing well. I guess they don't see it that way.
Craziest thing I'm wondering is who the Patriots' backup is now that they got rid of Jacoby Brissett and which is very un-Patriots-like. And then I forgot the other question.
Well, they traded away both of their backup quarterback projects for draft picks. It's just like the video games. That's smart. That's how you do it.
Hey, that's one less team that'll be looking for Kirk Cousins.
That was my question.
True. Sorry, Kirk. You're
stuck in Washington.
Money's going down. But the Bills won yesterday, 34-14, as we said. First quarter looked a little bleak. Raiders came out firing. They really did. They scored their first touchdown.
We responded, though.
7-0 when you're down, and we've been down a lot this year. But when we've been down, last week to the Bucs, this past Sunday to the Raiders, coming out firing, we came out firing for the rest of the game.
We've seen the problem over the years in the drought. That's been Buffalo's problem, and that's over the history is Buffalo can't respond after a team points on the board. They have a hard time responding. They respond with a field goal and another field goal and another field goal instead of putting that touchdown right back in there and responding. And we're seeing that now. Tyrod is not scared to extend the play. If he feels that pressure, he's not scared to roll on out and find another position outside the pocket and make himself comfortable once again and find that guy. We saw that with Holmes not even once but twice on Sunday, where he rolled out got comfortable again, and then made the throw.
Andre Holmes on the big 6-yard touchdown pass coming across the middle all the way in the end with his tippy toes at back of the end zone. What did you think about that touchdown, John?
Ballerina catch. Looked kind of like Antonio Brown's catch. Tony toe tap. And just like being able to extend the plays. I mean, in Buffalo, they're not having all these like huge, sexy plays. It's I'm gonna hit you for 5 yards, and then I'm gonna hit you for 5 yards, and then McCoy's gonna run 5 more yards. We're gonna pick up 2 yards, and then we get these big plays that'll eventually happen.
The thing that drives me nuts is right after the game, not even 10 minutes after, or maybe about 20 minutes after the game, I read an article. Buffalo wins another boring game. What the hell is a boring game?
Who said that?
It was an article.
I want to put him on blast.
Yeah, it was an article. And
you're lucky.
what the hell is a boring game?
I don't care.
What is a boring game when a team puts 34 points on the board?
Right.
3 turnovers?
3 turnovers. It's just, you know what? I'm okay with anyone in the media beating up on us because this team plays with a chip on their shoulder when the media doesn't believe in them. Things are starting to turn around, though. This past week, between CBS Sports and ESPN, only 3 analysts picked the Raiders over this past weekend. So things are definitely starting to change.
It's the defense, that culture that he's been building into them, like just making them work on turnovers. I know I read an article that they brought Peanut Tillman and just talked about like punching the ball out. Stuff like that, and they work on it every single day, and you see it translate every week. The last, 3, 4, 5 weeks, they've had 3 turnovers in every single one of their games.
You know, Peanut Tillman's trying to get into the FBI.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Good for Peanut. Second quarter, Matt Milano's 40-yard strip, interception, fumble, return for a touchdown. Matt Milano might have taken Gerald Hodges' job. What do you guys think when Hodges comes back?
I think split the time.
Yeah.
Because Hodges he made an effect when he was healthy. So, I mean, there ain't nothing wrong with splitting time between backers. And I guess that's where McDermott's idea and what he said after the after the game of the press conference was, we don't have backup linebackers. We don't have backup running backs. We don't have backup wide receivers. We have linebackers, running backs, and wide receivers that are going to play, that are going to make plays. We're eliminating and getting rid of the thought of your backup. You know, he even said, he corrected someone in the media. They said a great backup like Matt Milano, and he said Matt Milano's not a backup.
I like it.
We are switching in on D. More on O too, but D is definitely, everyone's getting, I don't care whether you get 5 plays or 75 plays, guys are getting in. So that's good for the D, it's good for everyone staying, not getting fatigued.
Do you think that keeps some of our main starters healthy and fresh throughout the game?
Completely. We've been rotating 3 tackles all year.
Hey, you know the football mentality, man. Next man up.
Matt Milano has stepped up indeed.
He had 2 turnovers this game. You can't ignore production like that. Like, that's why I'm agreeing with you. They're going to split time.
The strip on the fumble, they're preaching it. With Peanut Tillman.
They're attacking that ball.
I want the ball.
Whatever Peanut Tillman message he sent to them this past week, it worked, man, because there were so many special teams plays. I felt like every time there was a special teams play, somebody was trying to get their hand in there and get at that ball. And there were probably like 6 times where I said, oh my God, I thought he was going to fumble there, because guys were trying to get at that ball, attacking, putting the helmet on the ball, getting the fist on the ball, contact, get in there, cause a fumble, make it happen.
It was exciting. Bills were up 14-7 at halftime, and with the fumble and Micah Hyde's interception in the third, his 5th. John?
Yeah, he's looking like a early candidate for defensive player of the
Leading
year.
the NFL picks, right?
How about Trey Elston stepping up this game? He came in backup safety.
11 tackles.
Yeah. When I went to the preseason game, he was one of the players I told you I liked on your guys' roster, and he got bumped down to practice squad, and then I think he must have came back up when the injury happened this week.
You did, and I said Brandon Sylvie should stay, and I love Brandon Sylvie, and we cut him. And your man, like you said, my man came up, stepped up, and 11 tackles in his first start.
I mean, he had a couple of busted coverages early, but he played well. And then, I read another article where who was the safety who was out for him?
Jordan Poyer.
Jordan Poyer was texting him all week. You need anything, let me know. just kind of stuff like that. You could see like the camaraderie and the whole atmosphere, the family atmosphere in Buffalo with the players.
Yeah, especially with everything
Kyle
that
Williams'
happened,
speech
yeah.
last week too.
And especially with everything that happened with Logan Thomas in this past week, the passing of his newborn, unfortunate, and he stepped up, he played, and he even had a play at some point in the game, and he got the game ball. It's just you feel that that energy and that vibe. You know, anybody that's in this room that has played football knows that there's nothing like the camaraderie in the football locker room. And you feel that and you see that every week after the game when they do, when the camera goes into those locker rooms. I mean, I don't, obviously there's camaraderie in every other locker room, but it's like, it's just so genuine. You feel it.
Camaraderie hasn't been at One Bills Drive since '99. That's no coincidence. The Super Bowl regime from John Butler, who led it all the way to the end.
It was a family.
Wade Phillips came from Bill Polian, came from Marv Levy. From 86 to 2000, that was home. That was the way it was. From 01 to last year, a lot of talk. I'm going to come in, I'm going to change it.
Rex Ryan.
Greg Williams. I don't know, we could go on.
Chan Gailey, Dick Duran, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who.
But it wasn't, this feels different. And McDermott came in, obviously, day one said, we're a team, this is a team. If you're not on board, you're you're out of here. That's where some of the shady talk came from. Because people label LaShawn McCoy as a me guy sometimes.
And I think another big thing is the GM-coach relationship, both coming from Carolina, and they're working together instead of
going against each other?
Going against each other, like all the past Bills coaches and GMs. They all were kind of like independent hires, and they would get brought back and forth. One would fire one, and then another one would inherit that coach, and it would be just somebody's problem.
Camaraderie. Word of the day. Tyrod Taylor in the fourth quarter put that 1-yard touchdown. As long as the ball goes over the line, that's all that matters.
Risky.
But the Bills.
Crazy.
I loved it.
It was smart,
crazy.
though.
It was smart, but he's crazy.
That was crazy.
That was crazy.
I like the play call by McDermott. Go for their throat.
He got knocked back like 5 yards when he did that. He's crazy.
And Shady got smacked too.
Yeah, the Raiders, their goal line D was bringing it on that play. But they failed.
Washington scored for the Raiders on their 4-yard touchdown, their last points of the game. And LaShawn McCoy, in the fourth quarter, his 48-yard touchdown run was exactly a moment of effort. We're not done yet. There's 3.5 left. It's not over yet. I'm getting in the end zone. And the Raiders, a lot of the media has been chirping the last few days today, that they gave up. They didn't give up, but once the rain started pouring, it got colder, 42 degrees in the second half. A lot of the guys were kind of packing it in, saying, let's get back to Oakland. Well, this is the NFL. It's not college.
You know,
and Shady broke that off, and there was no effort on that play.
Back in my playing days, I'll never forget a specific moment in time where we were at film. Coach plays a film from one of the older teams, and then he plays film from our last game. And in the last closing moments of the game, we were up significantly, and you could see in the film we were playing to pass time. Compared to the film from the older team, they punched in about 3 touchdowns to close out the game. So what's the difference there? Killer instinct. You play until there is no time left. That's what winning teams do. Pound the ball until there is no time left. And that's what the Bills are doing, man. There is no quit. I don't care how high you're up. You don't have to run the board, but you do not stop until there is no time left. The old saying, until the fat lady sings. You keep going. That's what winning football teams do.
Surprisingly, and on the defensive side, we're going to switch over to, there were no sacks yesterday. And I was complaining. I was saying somebody get there. But when the run game is completely voided, and it was, we shut down the run game. Mm-hmm. We were dropping 7 guys all day. There was no reason to send 5 or 6 on the pass rush. How much better is the defense in explaining our turnover margin with the DE not having
14 plus? Unbelievable.
I can't find if it's number 1 in the NFL.
It is.
It is. There you go.
The Buffalo Bills have the number 1. The Buffalo Bills have the number 1 turnover differential in the NFL right now, and this is the highest it's been since 1993.
What does that say? Oh, last Super Bowl. Lorenzo Alexander had a forced fumble. Leonard Johnson had a forced fumble. That's the secondary and the backers having a forced fumble. That's Hyden Elston. I don't care who you put back there on safety. Talk about your boy Elston, John.
He just had just really good instincts when I watched him early in preseason live, and then just to step up in a game where they need you to be out there and play and lead the team in tackles. Impressive.
His first NFL start, 11 tackles to lead the team.
Just stepped up big time. It's the whole next man up mentality.
Adam, who do you give your game ball to today?
Game ball, it's got to go to Matt Milano. This kid is
2 forced turnovers.
he's taken. I don't know about the NFL, but he's taken the Bills Mafia by storm. This guy's come in. He took his place. He made his name known right away, instantly. I think it's clear McDermott loves these Boston College guys at linebacker, and you saw what he did with the last Boston College linebacker that he had. So,
John,
your
player of the game.
Player of the game? Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Milano too. 2 forced turnovers. Easy pick.
I want to say Milano, but I'll have to get away from it and do something else. LaShawn McCoy, 151 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns.
He finally showed up.
The line was blocking. The Raiders' run D's been suspect, but the line did their job today.
Past 2 weeks, our offensive line has started to find that run block rhythm again. So it's good to see that they're getting on their horses and moving. I'm going to give an honorable mention. The other guy that I thought stood out and has stood out through this entire season since the preseason all the way till now, number 18, Andre Holmes. Dude has stepped up. He's taken his spot. It's questionable that he's our number 1 receiver all around right now.
Can you imagine the wide receiver team meetings where the media's bashing you? You are the 32nd ranked receiving core in the NFL. These guys are players, though. They're vets. Matthews is a vet. Roberts is a vet. Deontay Thompson's a vet. Kalen Clay is a vet. Holmes. And then you got Zay Roberts to mix them up. And then you got Zay learning from all these vets that are we've been in the league for 4, 5, 6, 7 years. They're saying all this about us. We're pros. We've been here. We're not taking this. That's what I think the energy that the wide receivers are bringing out there. And it's you can feel it on the field. We're not going to throw 30 times a game. But when we do throw our 20, we're going to make a play. And they did yesterday. And I think Tyrod's starting to find more camaraderie. There it is again.
They're starting to connect. We sat here roughly 3 weeks ago and said, why isn't Tyrod connecting with his wide receivers? And what did you say? We'll talk about this again in 4 weeks or so. And now we are talking about this again. And things are starting to click. And Tyrod is starting to gain that on-field connection and bond with his wide receivers. Doesn't matter who it is at this time.
That's why I was so bummed when Sammy left, because the first preseason game they looked click.
Yeah.
And it's I didn't want that, lose that.
You have to have that chemistry between the quarterback and his receivers, tight ends, running backs, whatever it may be.
That's huge.
Yeah.
You got to trust that receiver to go up and get a one-on-one ball.
And everybody says, Tyrod's the problem, Tyrod's the problem. I say, listen, he's winning. His interception to touchdown ratio is impressive.
8-2.
His quarterback passer rating is impressive. He doesn't make stupid decisions. And the most important thing is his teammates love him. His teammates have bought in to what he brings to the table. And I think that everybody else in the Bills Mafia, the fans out there, need to start buying in, because this is the most winning quarterback since Jim Kelly. This is no joke. Tyrod's been doing this consistently. And I think it's about time that we buy in. Stop worrying about who's going to be in the draft next year. Worry about if Tyrod's going to beat the Jets this Thursday.
I like it. I like the sheep. I like the rant. Go ahead.
Great. No, I agree. You got to believe in your quarterback. It's number 1.
They back him in that room.
Oh, absolutely.
We know that, and that's all that matters.
All that
I don't care if the media doesn't matter. I don't care if they go, oh, he's a scrambling quarterback, we can't win with him. That's bull.
And I think
This is 2017, that's bull.
I think I speak for everybody in this room when I say we all back him in this room because Tyrod is the real deal.
I caught myself Sunday reminiscing, going, I feel like I'm watching Doug Flutie. Because Tyrod is that same game manager. But he's got that flair too that's like, I'm not afraid to do what I got to do to win. But it's also like, every GM's looking for Brady. They're looking for Manning. They're looking for Roethlisberger. They're looking for that quarterback that's your pocket passer that can move a little. And it's like, will Brandon Beane pull that trigger? We have till April to worry about that. But will he pull that trigger one day and just say, I want that quarterback? Or do they believe in Tyrod? And like we are seeing, and the point is, they are building chemistry. And we have 9 more games for Tyrod to build chemistry with these receivers.
I said a while ago, if Tyrod proves himself with this receiving core, who can question him?
Damn right. This receiving core, hey, the motivation. You going to pick it up today? Are you going to pick it up today? They're smacking each other. They're in the back. They're saying, let's go. I got your back. A team is building here. T-E-A-M, no I in this team. We're going to take a break here. We'll be back with you after. Welcome back to the show. Time for your week in review. Let's start with Thursday Night Football. I was at my job very happy all night because the Baltimore Ravens smacked the Dolphins 40-0. Can we see a nosedive from the Dolphins, please?
Yes, and I also think that we should not ignore the fact that Kiko Alonso threw a very uncalled for hit, which should have been a game ejection, which it wasn't. Should be a fine and a game suspension. Doesn't matter if he tried to hold back or not. We can't have it. If you see, I said as soon as it happened, I said in today's NFL, if a quarterback is coming upfield, you're a defender. You have to lay off because he's going to slide. He's not going to go. He's not Tim Tebow. He's not going to try to run through you. He's going to slide. A guy like Joe Flacco is not going to try to take that hit on a middle linebacker. He's going to slide. You have to hit the brakes instantly. There is no falling through with it. And I thought it was questionable, honestly. I thought he didn't lay back enough. He totally fell on him. I mean, he slid, and he had enough time to pull back, and he didn't.
Agreed. He did not pull back, in my opinion. He went full through, dropped the elbow out.
Yeah, he's lucky. Kiko's lucky he had to answer to the nicer of the Harbaughs.
Jim, as you said, Jim would have hit him.
Jim would have threw a punch out.
That would have been some stuff. I would want to fight Kiko Alonso. The Vikings beat the Browns 33-16. Who says they need a quarterback? But Case Keenum on fire, huh?
Just shows you what kind of coach they got over there in Minnesota.
Hey, if you can't throw it to Adam Thielen and Stephon Diggs, you can't be on the field.
Mike Zimmer is that
He's
boy. I do put it over. Patriots beat the Chargers 21-13 at home. The Chargers were hanging in there, though. Are the Chargers that
Yes,
bad?
they did. Gordon is looking good.
They always find a way to lose. Always, always, always. Oh, that's how the Chargers always are.
Yep.
Find a
That's
way to
true.
lose.
It's a bummer.
For years now.
Saints beat the Bears 20-12. Looks like they're coming back. The Bears are hanging in there, though, with their games.
They're hanging in there, but that could needs weapons.
Yeah.
And I feel like they just kind of milk him over there. They don't use all his talent. They just kind of neuter him.
It's coming together.
I was just saying, I knew you'd back this up, and I love what you say. I mean, time, right? Let's not throw him in the fire.
I don't have to throw him in the
He's
fire,
got no
but like
weapons.
use
Confidence,
his
right?
skill set.
Build it slowly. I'm not for getting a draft pick and benching him and having this idea of we're going to build his confidence from the bench. He has to get out there and learn the ins and outs of football. Of course, you don't want to feed him to the wolves and give him to like the number one defense in the NFL. But you got to get him out there. You got to get him experience because if a number one draft pick comes out his third year, what are the odds he's going to be ready? Sitting on the bench that amount of time. Not everybody's Aaron Rodgers. Not everybody's Tony Romo. Not everybody's Tom Brady.
Yeah, totally. Sorry, Sean Kaiser.
Sorry to backtrack a little bit, but Hugh Jackson over there in Cleveland. Jesus, how the hell would you like to be his quarterback? Every time you step on the field, if I throw a pick on bench.
Yep.
You got to think Cleveland is sitting back watching teams like Chicago, obviously they're not a completely winning organization, but they're showing progress.
Mhm.
They have to look at teams like Buffalo, that is one of the top debatable 3 teams in the AFC right now. Don't you think their fans are sitting back and going, we just had all those top draft picks, why are we not there?
Oh, yeah, because they drafted all developmental players in the first round.
Don't you think the
Well, besides
finger,
Garrett.
don't you think now the finger goes to Jackson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Myles Garrett can't stay on the field. Bummer. Panthers beat the Bucks 17-3. Jekyll and Hyde. Who are the Panthers?
Hey man, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
for sure.
all grudge holding aside. Marone is the real deal. I said it when he was our coach. Marone is the real deal, especially when it comes from a defensive perspective. He keeps it. Keep it stupid simple. He does it. He goes out there, does exactly what he needs to do, and it works.
That, I feel like the Panthers don't know how to use their weapons at all. Like, their offensive coordinator is just a dud.
I've never liked Rivera, so.
Riverboat Ron.
Heard. Wild man. Bengals beat the Colts 24-23 in the battle for the 5th overall pick in the NFL draft. Anything on either team?
I don't know why they're going out there trying to win, because last I heard they're shopping T.Y. Hilton, so.
A few different teams are, though.
You play to win the game.
Always.
The Eagles 7-1, number 1 in the NFL, pound the 49ers 33-10. Carson Wentz MVP discussion?
Fly, Eagles, fly. We're on the road to victory.
You know the best team in the state of Pennsylvania is right now.
You're damn right.
But last night was pretty damn impressive. How about 4 times stopping the Lions in the red zone? The Steelers beat the Lions 20-15, holding to 5 field goals. John, go ahead.
My man Shazier, he's taking over as the captain of the defense. I love it. I see him out there calling plays. And I'm just watching the game. Matt Stafford's throwing absolute lasers on our cover 2. And Shazier's just out there matching Stafford on audibles. He's calling plays. He's sending blitzes from everywhere. And our defense is super complicated trying to, read it on the line. And he's just out there making plays.
Hey, Ben Roethlisberger, absolute profession. Let me tell you something. A few weeks ago, I sat right here. I questioned Ben Roethlisberger and bite my tongue. I'll take it back because he stepped up. He's not backing down. He is the leader of that football team. Definitely progress since a few weeks ago when we talked about this.
It's good to see.
Yeah, but back on Ben, I was kind of watching the game last night as a lifelong Steelers fan. I don't see him breaking the pocket anymore, making those crazy plays. And his arm
hits us all.
It's age caught up with him this year. I was thinking that it looks like the old Denver team that won the Super Bowl a couple years ago. Peyton's got the noodle arm. And
Ben's not completely terrible.
Oh, he's not terrible. I'm not saying he's terrible by any means.
Ben has the ability
to
to
zip than he used to.
Absolutely. Everybody falls off. But for what he can do, Ben can still hold this up, have this team win, and be successful. And with all the weapons on his offense, if he can't, he should probably get the hell out of there.
Agreed. Falcons beat the Jets 25-20. The Jets held in there the whole game. Are the Falcons that bad? Are the Jets playing that well?
Hey, we've been saying it for weeks. The Jets are that well. Todd Bowles
is squeezing every ounce of talent out of that terrible roster.
Todd Bowles should get Coach of the Year for the 7-9 Jets this season. I'm just saying, because it's just too damn impressive.
Absolutely.
Well, one of those 9 wins will come this Thursday, but we'll get to that.
That is true. Seahawks beat the Texans 41-38 in a shootout. The Texans are becoming the most exciting offense in the NFL. Why?
Because they're letting the kid get comfortable. They're using his bright concepts from college. They're not doing anything terribly difficult. They're letting him go out on bootlegs, make easy reads, and letting him dump the ball to his playmakers. It's that simple. You got Will Fuller who runs, 4-3 something, and then you got DeAndre Hopkins, Braxton Miller. You got all these athletes. Get him the ball. That's all you got to do.
The potential to be a great quarterback
is there.
This past Sunday, he broke Kurt Warner's record, most touchdowns in first 7 starts. Threw 9 touchdowns in his first 7 starts, which is mighty impressive.
Against that Seahawks defense?
Yeah, against that Seahawks defense, that's another thing. Watson's got the potential to be great. I don't know about how things are going to go with all the tension in the locker room.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's bad, especially surrounding a rookie quarterback such as himself and his star receiver not being happy. But we'll see how it goes.
He's a leader.
Do you think Hopkins could maybe get chopped out even though he just got a contract? He's not happy.
No. It's too much money.
He's not happy, though. Your star player's not happy. He starts talking. I mean, something's going to happen.
The team could blow up, and that'd be good for us because if they catch fire, they're going to win the South. And we're going down to Houston for the wild card game. And I don't want to play that offense, even with our defense. Cowboys beat the Redskins 33-19. Dallas playing very well again. Doesn't matter who's running the ball. Low line's too good. Yep. Feed whomever. I don't care who you feed. You feed Zeke, you feed Al Morris, doesn't matter. Tonight, Broncos, Chiefs travel to Arrowhead. Oh, what do you guys got?
Let's go Broncos.
Wow, really? That offense, the way they've been going?
Well, I mean, listen, hey, Von Miller, we know he ain't no joke. I think after Denver's offensive fall off last game, they're going to step it up. I don't think Simeon is that bad. I think he has the ability to step up and take on that task. So let me tell you what, man, it's prime time. You never know. Never say never. We're gonna go Broncos 20-17.
John?
I'm gonna have to go with Kansas City. They're at Arrowhead. They already lost once at Arrowhead this year, maybe twice. They're taking it. Let's see. 23-20.
The best offense in the NFL. Yeah, I said that to Philly. I said it to Tom Brady. The best offense in the NFL, the Kansas City Chiefs, are going to put up 38 tonight on the Denver Broncos defense. They are for real. They are the best team in the AFC. They're going to the Super Bowl, in my opinion. They're that damn good if they stay healthy. Chiefs 38, Broncos 14 tonight. I love Andy Reid. I love that team. I love that offense. It's the most exciting offense to watch in the NFL, in my opinion. I love the Chiefs. I don't want to play the Chiefs. We will eventually, but
we'll find out in 2 weeks who's the best team in the AFC.
We'll find out. Are that D versus that O?
What are you talking about? Pittsburgh already beat the Chiefs.
Oh.
Yeah, all right.
That might be the AFC Championship right there, I'll tell you that. Well,
yeah, we might see the AFC Championship in 2 weeks.
We might. True. But concentrate on Thursday Night Football.
One game at a time, baby.
Our only primetime game of the year. We travel to New Jersey, to MetLife Stadium to play the New Jersey Jets this Thursday night. And where to begin? We played them on opening day. We beat them 26-14, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Probably wrong. I'll go back on it and get the right score. But I don't like, and this is a coach's mind, I don't like game film having my opponents having the game film already. Jets got the game film, so now they know what they're going to do against us, and we know what we're going to do against them. But they are playing that damn good. We all admit that in this room. So Thursday night, a lot of people are going to be there. I can't say they're going to sell out, but it's going to be pumped. They got the Mo. This is a hard place to play. Can we pull it out Thursday night?
I'm going to lay it down for you right now. Thursday night, it's going down. The Buffalo Bills will walk out 6-2 for the first time since 1993. I'm telling you right now, this team's no joke. The Jets are going down on Thursday. I don't think they stand a chance with the momentum that Buffalo is rolling with right now. It's real, Bills fans. 17 years in the waiting. We're only about 5-6 games away.
John.
Well, I think the Bills are going to take it.
Okay.
17-14 defensive slugfest.
Wow, it's going to be ugly.
Number one D versus Todd Bowles' D. What's going to happen?
We won 21-12 on opening day. And we played a little sloppy. We left 10 points off the board. Hauschka missed field goal. And, the turnover in the red zone. Charles Clay's interception off his hands. So we left points on the board. We should have won by a lot more. So as much as it hurts for me to say they have game film on us, we do have the game film on them, and we know how to stop them. And Powell, McGuire, Forte, I don't care who you put on the field. They're not going to be able to run. But I do have one scary stat that I saw. Josh McCown has a 95 rating. 92's Tyrod.
Josh McCown's on fire.
He has a higher rating than Tyrod Taylor right now.
Josh McCown's on fire right now.
With our secondary, I'm not worried.
Look at this, though. Robbie Anderson's got 435 yards Jermaine Kearse 342, Curley 217, Forte 200.
They're not afraid to sling the ball.
200.
I've realized that watching the Jets. They're not afraid to sling that ball.
They throw. And that's okay because our secondary likes to grab the ball, of course.
Absolutely. Hey, I'm telling you right now, by next Sunday, the Buffalo Bills will be 6-2 for the first time since 1993, and you know what happened in '93, baby.
Make it 4. If we win Thursday night, we will go to 6-2, first place in the AFC East. This far in the season, for probably the first time.
We're not supposed to be here.
Since 98 or 99.
The Buffalo Bills are not supposed to be here. It is not supposed to be November, and we're not supposed to be talking about the Bills possibly winning their next game and being number 1 in the AFC East. Pats, watch your asses.
Can't wait till the end. Those 2 games in those 3 weeks with the Patriots and Dolphins. December in Buffalo. We're not talking playoffs, right? No? Okay. We'll see. Last thing, well, I guess I'll give my prediction. I think we beat the Jets Thursday night 24-17. It's going to be close. The Jets are going to play good. They're going to have the mo. They're going to be home. But we can pull it out. 6-2. Oh, my God. I didn't predict that.
Hey,
I predicted 7-9.
Listen,
I'll say it now.
The hard part of our schedule is done. And now we're going into what is supposed to be the easier end. So I'm getting a little bit excited. I don't know if it's just me, and I know it's not just me, and I know all of us are just remembering, the harder times of this 17 years, such as 2011. Bills start 5-2, end the season 7-9. I know everybody's thinking that, but I promise you this is a different time. This is a different coach. This is a different football team. This is a different mentality. This is a different culture. It's time, Bills fans. And I know everybody's saying this guy's jumping the gun. He's being a typical Bills fan, but I promise you, this team is very legit. Very.
I want to leave on this. What, in each of your opinion, is the number 1 reason we're 5-2 right now? Number 1. Your pick number 1. Mine will be, of course, coach, which I probably took one of yours. I think McDermott has changed everything. It's my way or no way. It's a Belichick feel, but it's a happy Belichick feel. It's a camaraderie, word of the day, and I think he's brought the team together.
I don't have a specific person. I don't have a specific side of the ball. We're using word of the day. Camaraderie is the reason that this team is where they are. Everybody's together as one. They all got each other's backs. They know when their back's against the wall, I'm going to make what I got to do happen, and you're going to make what you got to do happen, and we're going to walk out of here with this win for this city, for these people. This city deserves it, and it's not just our team against the opposing team. When you step onto our field, it's the Bills Mafia against the opposing team. So it's the camaraderie, man. It ain't just the team together. It's everybody. Everybody in the stands to everybody on the field. It's the camaraderie. The camaraderie is the reason this team is where it is.
Camaraderie is one thing. That is correct.
I'm going to have to agree with Adam. Just like the fact.
That's boring. Give me a player.
Give you a player.
I can't. I'm sorry, man.
There's not one single player that stands out.
I hate to
do it together.
I hate to be a cliche Buffalonian, but one Buffalo. That's why we're winning. Yeah. I'm sorry. That's why we're winning.
I have to agree.
Everybody's bought in.
My hands
All
are
playing.
up. Buy in or get out.
Everybody from the front office to the players on the field to the janitor to the 70,000 roaring on Sunday has bought in. That is why this team is where it is, and that is why this team will continue to win, and that's why these long, hard 17 years is close to coming to an end, Buffalo.
If you haven't hopped on the bandwagon, don't hop on now. I've waited 17 years for this. I don't want it. I pray to God we win on Thursday night. From the Red Room Studios, I'm your host, Sean Joyce.
Your favorite Objective Steelers fan?
I am the Professor.
Follow us, like us on YouTube, subscribe on YouTube down there, like us on Facebook. Have a good night, everybody.
Hey, 20,000 likes. We'll throw Sean Joyce through a table at the next Bills game.
20,000 likes. I'll have him FU me off a ladder through a flaming table.
And for you wrestling fans, let me correct him. That's an attitude adjustment.
Well, I'm old school, so F you.
Go Bills!
Go Bills. Good night, everybody.